It's Thursday, January 19th, 2023, and this is the Talk Film Society podcast. I am your host, Marcelo Pico, here with yet another in our series covering the best films of 2022 and the award season of 2022. And with me for this series, as always, it's my co-host, Marcus Irving. Hello, Marcus.
What's up, Marcelo? We got awards fever. We got to talk about them.
We got to talk about awards fever. And no, this is not the fever that Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson got from the Golden Globes last week. No, they have COVID. May they rest up. May they get well. But
such a shame they're not at the Critics' Choice Awards tonight.
Yeah. Hey, peek behind the curtain. We're recording on a Sunday night, the same night as the Critics' Choice Awards, the night where the critics shine. It's Oscar's biggest night. The Critics' Choice Awards.
What critics do this? Is this like all film critics are welcome to this, or?
I don't want to throw critics under the bus. But, I follow a few who voted in the Critics' Choice Awards. I don't know exactly who can vote in these awards. I'm guessing, like, the big trade, reviewers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if it was... I bet if they opened their net wider, I bet the Critics' Choice Awards would probably be more interesting.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're not. I don't know what's happening. I haven't checked in on it. Marcelo's the one keeping the ship afloat right now.
I do have an eye on the Critics' Choice Awards. I can tell you some of the winners. Let's jump into it. Oh, you know what?
Let's do a couple winners. What we got? What are some?
Before that, whoa, wait. I'm Marcelo Pico. That's Marcus Irving. This is the Talk Film Society podcast. Hey.
TFS.
We love movies. We
love movies.
I am a fan of award season. I think it's fun. It's my sport. I don't watch any other sport, but I follow the goings on, the politics of award season. Okay, do awards matter? The Oscars. They're historically since they've been around for almost 100 years. Yeah. So yes, there's some importance there.
What does matter mean, really?
Yeah, but in the long run, does it really matter? Does it change my viewpoint on these movies? No, I love movies.
Maybe.
My favorite movie of the year might win Best Picture, but that's rare. That almost never happens. Okay, my favorite being Everything Everywhere All at Once. It might win Best Picture, but hey, The Social Network didn't win Best Picture. Scott Pilgrim didn't win Best Picture.
Like a No Country, maybe that might be the last time it's happened for me.
Yeah. So it's just something fun to follow as the season goes along, right?
I'm with you. And as a kid, I was the one like we used to get Entertainment Weekly. I was reading the Entertainment Weeklies every awards season. I was like super into it, and I like the fashion and the play of it all. And I always try to watch all the awards movies. Respect has faded, but I do have a deep love of these things.
I still get a kick out of who wins, who loses, and so much so that I got a big kick out of this award stuff that I created my very own award show, the Talk Film Society Awards.
Oh yes.
If you're listening to this on the day it comes out, on the 19th of January, you can still vote in the first ballot, in the first round of the Talk Film Society Awards. 20 categories. Fill out those slots. Best Picture, Best Director, Acting Ensemble, etc., etc. The nominees of the Talk Film Society Awards, the 10th annual Talk Film Society Awards, that'll be out next week. Me and Marcus are going to break down the nominations there. And we're going to do it on the same episode that we break down the Oscar nominations. So that's going to be huge. Next week, it's going to be a huge episode, Marcus.
Huge episode next week. You turn this one off right now. Come next week.
Yeah, this one will be shit. The next hour is going to be fine, but next week, oh boy, you want to stay tuned for next week. That's going to be, we're going to talk nominations for the Talk Film Society Awards, the Oscars, the snubs, the flubs, who's in, who's out.
Snubs and flubs, yes, of course.
Yeah, it's Oscar's biggest night, Oscar nominations.
Hollywood's night to be shining.
In all seriousness, it's Hollywood's morning to wake up early to. because that's going to be an early morning.
There is no other event in film where you're like, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. to watch this.
We've done it before in the past where Marcus and I and our podcasting friend Tara, we all did a live commentary of at least 2 Oscar nominations announcements.
Yeah, one of them I showed up like 20 minutes late for because I was asleep.
I haven't thought about it. I don't think we need to do that this year, Marcus. Maybe we can.
I'd like to, but whatever.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm pumped. I'm thrilled. Oh, and also vote at talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards. I forgot about that. Talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards to vote in the Talk Film Society Awards. You have about a day.
Want your votes. Everybody, every single one of you.
But yeah, that's it.
No matter what you got.
The nominations will be announced next week here on the show. But okay, what's your one wish for the Oscar nominations next week, Marcus?
Good question.
Pretend this is pretend you've gone through some longing, some 3,000 years of longing.
Something, yeah.
You got a genie lamp in your possession. You rub that guy. He comes out and he goes, Marcus, you have 3 wishes, or you get 1 wish for the Oscars this year. And of course, you go for the Oscars wish.
I go for the Oscar pick.
Yeah.
And I think I say, just because she's teetering on the edge, I don't know if she'll get in there or not. I would like to. Actually, you know what? No. I was going to say Ana de Armas for Blonde. I would like to see that. But no, I'm hoping RRR can trick its way into as many categories as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not really. I don't know if I'm expecting it as much anymore, but like I hope we get into original song score, visual effects. I think I would love if it could get as much as it could.
Solid movie. My appreciation for that movie has grown over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And seeing them win Best Song last week at that one award show, pretty cool. All things considered.
Imagine Natu being played at the awards. Like,
yes,
that would be so fun to watch.
Yeah, I have a feeling it'll definitely get in like Best Song. Fingers crossed. It might be a surprise, like Best Director nomination. Kind of a long shot for Best Picture, but we'll see. Anything can happen. But that's good. That's good. For me, okay, I got the same genie. He offers me 3 normal wishes or 1 Oscar wish. I go, I'm going to go for the Oscar wish. I go, genie, I wish for less nominations for The Whale, more nominations for Babylon. Specifically, please get Babylon in the Best Picture category. Please don't let The Whale in there. That's my 1 wish. Okay? I don't know. That's the one thing I'm worried about this year, Marcus. I've gone through this entire series thinking, oh, all these movies are so good. I love all these movies. And yet The Whale creeps its head.
And reality has the cold hand of reality has slapped you across the face.
Yeah, there was a chance where I thought, oh, maybe all 10 Best Picture nominees will be, in my opinion, good movies that I can root for, all of them. And yet The Whale is starting to sneak in to like.
Is it going to get Best Picture? I'd be surprised, but.
It got a Best Picture. Well, it got a Producers Guild nomination. I mean, it's still been getting like screenplay and Best Actor nominations.
Yeah.
Who knows at this point?
I'm still hoping for the Best Actor. Just Fraser Oscar nominated.
Absolutely. Fraser, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I've talked about. If you want to hear me talk about the movie, go to the first episode where we the first Best Actress episode. Of that 2-parter, and I go into it for 20 minutes of how much I don't like that movie. But I love Babylon. I want those people who go out to see the Best Picture nominees to be forced to see Babylon, because that movie is insane, yet so great. So I want that to happen. I want grandpas, grandmas, all grands of all genders to sit down, watch something like The Fabelmans. Watch something like what's another Best Picture? Banshees of Inisherin. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Which that one's kind of wild. That has a dildo fight in the middle of it. But the opening minutes of Babylon has an elephant shitting on a man for seemingly like 3 minutes straight. I mean, nothing tops that. There's piss, there's shit, there's semen, there's everything in Babylon. So please, I want that to be in the Best Picture category for more people to watch this insanity. That's what I want. Thanks, Jeannie. The Critics' Choice Awards are happening. Marcus, give me some categories. Just give me a few you want to hear who won, and keep in mind these are still going, so they haven't awarded everything yet.
I'd say the hottest cat, for multiple reasons, for me, is Best Actress. So what do we got there?
Their nominees were Michelle Williams, Margot Robbie, Danielle Deadwyler, Viola Davis, and Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett took the award. So that's who won for Best Actress. Cate Blanchett, just last seen running away with a Critics' Choice Award. Just darting from that auditorium.
How prestigious are these awards? Do the stars come out to shine at them?
I did see.
Or do people skip those? Is a Cate Blanchett not going to show up?
I did see a lot of stars on the red carpet earlier on my Twitter feed. So yeah, a few of them came out. I don't know if Cate Blanchett was there to accept her award, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, so today, in this week's episode, we're doing best scores of 2022. And we're going to see what's going on in the race, who's going to win, who's going to get nominated. So at the Critics' Choice Awards, here were the nominees. I cannot pronounce this name for the life of me. Hilda Gundotordr. She won the Oscar for Joker a few years ago. Wonderful work. I am sorry I cannot pronounce her name. She got nominated for Women Talking. Alexandra Desplat was nominated for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. John Williams for The Fabelmans. Justin Hurwitz for Babylon. Michael Giacchino for The Batman. But hey, guess who won? Guess who won?
Hildur Guðnadóttir.
Yeah.
Guðnadóttir. I don't know.
Thank you. She won.
What the hell? I've never even seen that before.
She won. Hildur fuck. Hildur.
Congratulations to old Hildur.
Guðnadóttir. She won for Tar.
Oh, she did Tar. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, she did Tar and Women Talking. We'll talk about it. This is it. Best score.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Best score. Okay. And hey, let's
get into it.
Let's be upfront. I don't think we're gonna do a best song episode because I'm gonna feature at least two of my favorite best songs of the year, along with my best scores.
Yeah.
Marcus has one best song to talk about too, but yeah, this will be I'm not gonna put it on the episode title, but this will be best scores and best songs. Just so you know, it's the Gold Derby game.
Wow.
It's the Gold Derby game.
Oh no!
Your favorite.
I can't do it.
Your favorite.
I can't do it.
Take a shot. So okay.
Tar, Women Talking.
Wait, hold on. Shot. Wait. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. Okay. So best score.
Fabelmans.
I've looked at GoldDerby.com. Gold Derby is a site where experts and people on message boards all pick who they think will be nominated for the Oscars. They rank them. I've written down the top 6 as of this recording. I think they update these lists weekly. So this is where I torture Marcus. I ask him, hey, who's in the top 6? Who does Gold Derby think is going to be nominated this year?
I've got 5 movies I have to say.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. In these top 6, 5 of these they think will get nominated. Who's on this list?
Fabelmans.
You got 1. That's the number 1.
Tar.
Nope. Tar. Surprisingly, Tar is not on this list. I don't know why.
See, that's what I would think with Tar is that aren't they using like old classicals? Like, are they doing new songs?
Here's the thing, and spoiler alert: Tar is not going to make my best score list. Although there are, I've listened to the Tar album. You're right, Marcus. It does use pre-existing music. I think that might be the rule for the Oscars. The score has to have a certain number, a certain percentage of new material, versus old material. So maybe that's why Tar is not officially on this list. But sorry, no Tar. Continue.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, you got it. Number 6, right outside the 5. Yeah. You were joking about some of them. I think you mentioned at least one other one that was on here.
Yeah, Women Talking.
Yes, Women Talking.
Okay, Babylon.
Yes, Babylon, number 2. You got 4. You only need 2 more. I'll give you a hint.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, you got another one. Look at you. Can you get the last one?
Look at me.
Come on.
I don't know if I could.
Here's a hint. You love this movie.
Hint me. I love this movie?
You do.
RRR.
No, not on the list.
Blonde?
Not on the list either.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't think so. I love this movie.
Think about your heritage.
Oh my god, of course. The Banshees.
The Banshees, yeah.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
The Banshees of Inisherin. So, yes. The 6 they have here.
Shit, I didn't listen to that for today. What is wrong with me?
Shit. Oh, God. Do we need to stop this episode?
Oh, man, it's not going to be on my list. I feel bad.
Oh, no.
I think it would have been.
So, just to reiterate, just to go through them again. Top 6. Number 6, Black Panther 2. Number 5, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Number 4, Banshees of Inisherin. Number 3, Woman Talking. Number 2, Babylon. Number 1, The Fabelmans by good old Johnny W. Interesting list. I'm excited to talk about some of these on our individual picks, and we'll go to the Discord and talk about their picks.
The Derby's been ran. Time for Marcus. He and Marcelo went for it last week. It's time for Marcus's time to shine.
Here we go. Your one time to shine.
All right. So, Marcelo, I'm just going to say, in general, when it comes to score, I almost feel like a good score to me is something I don't really notice.
Which we've talked about on the Southland Tales show. You love Moby and the score for Southland Tales. And I have said that I do enjoy that score, but you've criticized me for the thing you just said now. I know. I think Moby's score sinks back into that movie. You don't really notice it. It provides a mood. But I see what you're saying, Marcus.
It provides. But even if I am thinking about the music, I'm not really thinking about the music. It's hard to explain. The scores don't necessarily stick with me as a thing that like I point to. For some, I'll always point to like, oh my god, that had such great production design, or it had such great whatever. For some reason, score is harder for me to remember, I guess, is maybe a better way to put it. I don't really spend my time listening to much outside of this, but I did for this episode. I wanted to take it really seriously. I could have come in here and been like, here are the 2 that I actually do remember. Fuck off for the rest.
I would have been upset.
And I did consider doing that, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look stuff up. I'm gonna look through all the movies I watched, and I'm gonna listen to some scores. I'm gonna really sit down and be a big boy about this, you know?
Put on your big boy pants.
And so I did it. I asked my friend Matt for some suggestions. The real Matt C.
Oh, okay.
The real Matt C.
The real. Oh, I was thinking of the fake one.
Yeah. So yeah, the real Matt C. He gave me a few, and he gave me Babylon, Fabelmans, Avatar, Halloween Ends, and the Batman. Which spoiler, none of them are on my list. I would not listen to. Well, look. I would not listen to Babylon or Avatar without seeing the movies. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Fabelmans was close. Fabelmans was very close. I listened to all that. Halloween, I think it's like a totally solid John Carpenter thing, but also it's got the Halloween theme in it, which just feels like a cheat to me. It's one of the best things ever composed for film. But I looked up like lists of some other films. So like here's I ended up listening to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I ended up listening to like 12 or 13 full scores. Here's some of the more noteworthy ones, I guess. The Fabelmans, really lovely John Williams stuff. It's really good, and it fits that movie well. Wakanda Forever, I thought it was solid, but I was hoping for like one track to really juice me up, and I don't think it had that. But overall, totally solid. I like Cliff Martinez's scores often, so I was like really hopeful for Kimmy. And I think Kimmy has a handful of pieces that are really good, but in the end, I don't know. Didn't fully get me. And here's one that I wish I could say, but much like Tar, I think it's kind of just old music. Because when I think of music of the year, I thought of Confess Fletch immediately.
Yeah.
Because I loved that jazzy soundtrack, but that's what it is. It's a soundtrack, not a score. Then, we got the one. I looked up a list, and I don't remember the website, but their number one was some Netflix movie called The Wonder that I had never heard of.
Which we brought it before. That's the Florence Pugh score. That's the Florence Pugh movie.
Yeah, and I listened to that score, did nothing for me. I thought it was bad. But anyway, here are my top 5 after all that rambling. My number 5, coming in at number 5, 3,000 Years of Longing by Tom Holkenborg.
Now, can you describe in detail what this sounds like? Because I don't know of any other way to really get across how good the score is, Marcus. Wait a second. Breaking news. I have it right here.
Oh. Yeah, listen to those strings. Look at that plucking away. Did you just turn it off? Okay.
Okay, just a taste. That's
that's
Tom,
really lovely, isn't it?
Tom Holkenborg. That name sounds familiar. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, that's Chunky XL.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, Mad Max
Fury Road.
And he followed George Miller into making another very good one.
Yeah.
That piece we just heard was the Jin theme.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to my number 4.
Number 4.
Bones and All, composed by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Hit it, Marcelo.
Oh yeah, this is it.
This is where this shit pops off.
God, listen to this.
I love that little drop there.
All right, just a taste.
That right there was called "I'm With You Always." That's a later use in the movie of the movie's main refrain, which is this very clearly very slow, just a little bit. It's got the movie has this Reznor and Ross like synthy stuff that you'd expect. It's got this Nine Inch Nails kind of horror elements where the movie needs it, but it keeps coming back to this refrain of this nice country twang. And I think it's really pleasant. That was a very good listen when I went through that whole album.
A nice slice of Americana by Trent Reznor
Absolutely.
and Atticus Ross.
Endlessly talented musicians.
Yeah. Winners of at least 2 Oscars, I think. They won for The Social Network and Soul.
I wish they were getting noticed for this, but seems not. Yeah. Okay, my number 3. RRR by M.M. Keeravani. Here's Natu Natu on Talk Film Society Radio.
Okay. I played it longer than I should have, but it's so good. It's so good.
No, you can't stop listening to it, right? Like that's fantastic stuff. And the movie's full of really catchy poppy tunes like that. It's got really fun percussive elements that I don't dance. That would make me want to dance. That type of that song, that type of music. Yeah, that shit just rocks. And it's got this really spirited energy that carries you throughout this really long movie. And it just does not feel that long when you're listening to it. And I think the score and the songs have a great deal to do with that. I mean, it is a musical, but
we're not going to go through all of Gold Derby's picks for best song, but unsurprisingly, because I think it's in the lead right now for this category, Natu Natu from RRR is their number one pick.
I really hope we get to see that played on the Oscars.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope they're awarded for it.
Yes.
Okay, switching tones here. My number 2, Blonde, composed by Nick Cave and Warren Ellis.
Let's listen to one song you picked called Gemini. Man, Marcus, that sounds good.
Okay, I don't know if you're fucking with me. But
no, I know. Okay, let me be sincere. I love Nick Cave. I love Warren Ellis. Assassination of Jesse James. I love that score. He's done some other ones. Anyway, I've told you. I've made this promise. I'm gonna watch Blonde by the time we talk Best Pictures and our picks for Best Pictures of the year. And I am looking forward to it because there are two things right now that I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing. Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe and Nick Cave and Warren Ellis doing the score for the movie. So, yeah.
This movie got kind of criticized. I mean, this movie got ripped to shreds and like torn and thrown all over the place in terms of criticism, both up and down. But the score in particular did get some kind of notice on film Twitter. I noticed because that's where I am all the time. I didn't choose to highlight one of those pieces, but there are a number of songs on there that are very, very heavily Angelo Badalamenti, the late great. The movie feels like a very obvious Lynch riff to me anyway, and I think that carries into the music that Nick Cave and Warren Ellis composed. Near like one of the last tracks on the soundtrack is damn near straight up the Twin Peaks theme at certain points. And guess what? That shit rocks. Like I don't know why that's so bad. Like I've never heard a composer like Angelo Badalamenti, and like why should nobody carry that forward? I could see the read that the movie is maybe treats Marilyn Monroe like pitifully instead of like really having empathy. I think the score has tons of empathy and carries that through, just like in Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, how that score just feels like it's crying out for Laura, reflecting her pain. I feel that same thing from this Blonde score for Marilyn Monroe.
Solid number 2 pick. What could your number 1 be, Marcus?
My number one is a movie I've brought up a number of times already, and I'm going to keep bringing it up wherever I can fit it in. It's We're All Going to the World's Fair, composed by Alex G.
That's some good stuff.
So like you hear that, it's acoustic guitar theme that they kind of remix. You hear that throughout the movie a few times. I think it's got this really dreamy quality to it that's also feels maybe a little, that I do not mean this in a negative way at all. Maybe it feels like a little amateurish, like maybe it feels like coming from the mind of a teenager. It feels like it's reflecting the main character's feelings. I wanted to skip ahead to that singing because the vocalizing there, it's completely unintelligible. You can't make out any noises. or anything other than noises. There's no like words you can pick out there because it's like being drowned in this acoustic guitar and this great bass that picks up, and it feels like she's chanting out, but nobody can like really hear her. Like it reflects her feeling of isolation, and the rest of the score also has this really fun synth, like this distorted synth stuff going on that kind of helps tie into the themes of body dysmorphia throughout the film. But that main track is something I listen to very often, and I've listened to this full score. This is the one that immediately came to my mind. I've listened to this score many times throughout the year. Black Friday this year for Record Store Day, they put out a limited pressing of this to like 700 pressings or something on this neon green vinyl. And the closest participating record store to me, I spent like a week researching this. The closest participating record store to me, they were getting exactly one copy, and that was 90 minutes away from me. I took the drive, and I even kind of had to go later in the day because of some circumstances, but I was just like, fuck it, if there's any sort of chance I can get this, I want to go get it. And I went there, and they had their one copy there, and I was just ecstatic. And I've listened to that vinyl a number of times. Man, I love it. I really do love it.
Very happy. I mean, isn't that a great feeling that like one of your favorite movies of the year also has an amazing soundtrack you can listen to?
Even if you're in a position where you can't watch the movie, you can you can maybe put your earphones in and go to the score.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It gives you that feeling.
Yeah. I can definitely say that's the case for one of my picks for sure, which I'll get to. I think we don't need to.
It's your time, Marcelo.
Here we go. So here am I.
It's Marcelo's time to shine.
It's my time to shine. So before we jump into my 5 best scores, my favorite scores of the year, I'm going to give a shout out to 2 great songs from 2 movies. One of which, I'll just jump into this one first. From Bones and All, the original song from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, You Made It Feel Like Home.
I kept believing I was never meant to be, but maybe I just had it wrong.
So good. God,
that's great. I'm glad you played that because I chose something that was like more along the score lines. I'm really glad you played that because I actually kind of forgot about that. Yeah. But we got to. I didn't know you were going to do that, so I'm glad we got to showcase.
Yeah, I surprised you, Marcus. I surprised you. I hope to surprise you at least a few more times.
Reznor's voice. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, this song plays at the end of the movie. Hopefully, it's not a spoiler where a song plays. But man, I think that ending works partly because of this song playing underneath, like what we're seeing. I think that's a big reason why it's like with me. It's that score and this song in particular. So I'm a huge fan of it. There's no chance I think it'll get nominated for best song. Fuck it, whatever. It's their loss. It's an amazing song. But yeah, You Made It Feel Like Home by Reznor and Ross. That's one of my best song picks. My other best song pick before we go into my best scores, New Body Ramba by LCD Sound System from White Noise. This one is, as the kids call, a bop.
Oh boy.
Yep, I love it. It plays over the end credits. It's been stuck in my head since I saw it in December. The movie White Noise. I love the movie. I love this song. LCD Sound System came back just to make a new song for a new Noah Baumbach movie. So, So good. So, yeah, I dig that. Again, another song I don't think will get nominated for Best Song. Whatever. Fuck them. It's their loss. So there you go. 2 songs. Now, here we go. Here's the top 5. Here are my top 5 scores. Here's my number 5 that you said, Marcus, you didn't care for. You shit all over the score earlier. That's right. It's Cliff Yes, it's how did you know? It's Cliff Martinez and Kimmy.
Listen. You're gonna listen to this. I bet you picked one of the good songs.
Oh, come on. They're all good. But, okay, let's see. Here is Does That Sound Good? From Kimmy by Cliff Martinez.
Marcelo says yes.
God damn it. It's so... Okay. You hate this. That's fine, Marcus. I love it because it feels so Bernard Herrmann. It feels so Hitchcockian. It fits the mood of the movie. And I always think Cliff Martinez working with Steven Soderbergh, I always think that's an amazing combination. I love it, Marcus. Tell me why you hate it again.
I'm also a fan of Cliff Martinez's work with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, especially.
I keep forgetting that's the case. He's who is it? Is he the 5th Chili Pepper?
He's the 5th Chili Pepper. I think he's a guy that kind of just floats in and out now, but I believe he was a founding member, but I'm not sure.
Okay, let's keep going. Okay, my number 4, it's the Glass Onion score. Here's my selection. The theme from Glass Onion, Reprise, by Nathan Johnson. Okay, I would have played the whole track. I love it. The first time I saw the movie, the score jumped out at me, the theme, and I was like, okay, maybe a bit too aggressive, whatever. But it was like a tune that stuck in my head, like a lot of these scores that I love, and I've been listening to it again and again, and it was an easy pick for me. I do like the score a lot. Again, it's one I haven't seen on many people's picks, nominations, whatever, but I think it should be nominated for stuff. But again, it's another one where it's like, fine, no nomination, fuck you, it's the best score in my book.
It's a choice I never would have thought of, but like when you're playing, it's like, yeah, that's perfect for a fun mystery romp.
Yeah. Okay, that was my number 4. Number 3, no surprise if you listen to me on this show. It's from Babylon. I picked Finale.
Wow.
Yeah, number 3.
Number 1.
These next 3 are a little surprising. I'll say this. Number 3, Babylon, by Justin Hurwitz. I picked Finale to play. So let's listen to some of the Finale. Okay, kind of hard to play out of context.
No, that's a groove, man. I get it.
The thing about Justin Hurwitz's score for Babylon is that I think there are maybe 2 themes that he plays over and over, and it becomes a bit repetitive. But there are instances where each time you hear the theme or one of the themes, it's played by different instruments, it's played like in different octaves, it's played in different ways. And then at the end, the two main themes come together and just become like a cacophony of sound. And if you see the movie, listeners and Marcus, you haven't seen it yet, Marcus, it makes sense why I think that final this track, the finale, it all comes together. It's the expressive finale of this whole movie and this whole score. So yeah, I love it. I'm surprised it's not my number one, but hey, there are two other scores I think are better than this. Let's get to it.
I can't wait to hear them. I was over there bopping my little head.
Bopping your little head. This one is controversial, and this, I have to reference back to last week's episode. I teased this, Marcus. I said, hey, let's save it for a future episode. Let's talk about the Batman. Let's talk about him. Oh, boy. So Bruce Wayne himself. Let's talk Alfred. Let's talk Vicky Vale. Let's talk Riddler. Let's talk Catwoman. Let's talk Selena Kyle. Let's talk Clayface. Let's talk
Edward E. Nigma.
Edward E. Nigma. Okay, I said last week I had a controversial take on the Batman that I was going to save for a future episode. Here it is. Michael Giacchino's score for the Batman, I think, is the best thing about that movie. I'm not the biggest fan of the Batman. Honestly, I was a little bored by it, but there are elements that shined. I'm a fan of Robert Pattinson in that movie. I do like Paul Dano. Whatever the hell Colin Farrell's doing, I dig it. The Batmobile stuff is pretty cool, but the one thing that stands above all like everything else in that movie that I think back on, and I revisited for this episode. I kind of forgot about it until I re-listened to it, and I realized, oh yeah, Giacchino's score for the Batman is incredible. So let's play some of the Batman, the titular Batman, that track from his score for the movie. There you go. The Batman by Michael Giacchino. God. Okay. Here's what pushed it to number 2, because it was a little bit lower in my list. Last night, I was coming home from Skinamarink. Needed to clear my head. That movie is bad vibes, so I needed to put on something to keep my mind off the darkness. So I put on the Batman soundtrack by Michael Giacchino. And, God, this track in particular... Playing it in my car.
Fully embrace the darkness.
Gotta embrace the darkness. Gotta full steam ahead into the darkness. I played this score loud.
They can't hurt you anymore.
I played the score loud in my car, driving like 1 a.m. in the morning, and God, does this just sound amazing? And I wanted just to keep driving into the night with the score playing. God, it's so good, and the fact that it's not on the short list for the best score. For the Oscar nominations, it's ridiculous because it's solid. I mean, that's one thing I think a lot of people can agree with. It's just such an amazing score. But yeah, that's my number 2.
I echo your absolute disdain for the Batman.
Oh, wow.
I echo your general feelings. I came away from that movie being like, that was good. And I can't really point to anything in particular I liked or disliked about it. I'm just like, hey, good movie, I'm moving on. And I wish I had a little bit more that I did like about it. I wish like something popped out at me more. It really didn't. And I'm going to be honest, I listened to that score for this, and what you just played, that is a totally rock solid Batman theme. Nothing else. Nothing. But again, it's good. And that's all I got.
This track in particular, the Batman theme, the main theme, that on its own is like worthy of me putting it at number 2. That alone. But yeah, but that was my number 2. Number 1, this is the one I was saying, yeah, I love this movie. I love this score. If I want to go back into the world of that movie, I just put this on and I'm back in that world. It's the track I've played the most of this last year. I don't have Spotify year-end Wrapped thing. I have Apple Music. Apple Music told me, yeah, this track you played the most, you dummy. There's no other track that came close to this. It's Crimes of the Future by Howard Shore. And this is the track called Crimes of the Future. So I'm going to play it here now for maybe the 1000th time on my phone. God, the descending strings as the track goes on. God, it just pulls you into this fucking weird, fucked up world where surgery is the new sex. God, I love it. And I went back and listened to Howard Shore's other Cronenberg themes, soundtracks, scores. His score to Crash is another one like I've been listening to a lot. But God, this one in particular just gets me.
Marcelo, I forgot to write it down. This was one of the first scores I listened to. If I had remembered, this would have been my number 5. So, hey, Marcelo, Crimes of the Future is on my list too. It's number 5.
It's number 5. Whoa!
That is a fantastic score. I'm fully with you.
It is amazing.
I loved listening to it.
It's so good. All right, so those are our picks. Now let's see what the fine people on our Discord said. Let's open up the Discord.
If you would like to join our Discord, you can do so at talkfilmsociety.com/Discord or reach out to us so we can give you a link. Fun place. Got a good community running there. We've been asking for prompts every week to help us along with these awards. What are you voting for? What do you like? We asked this week about their favorite scores, and people came through. We got a lot of responses.
Oh, yes.
So,
thank you to everyone who chimed in.
Thank you to everyone. We got Sam Van Aaron. Sam shot first. Friend of the site.
You always say that every week. Of course he's a friend of the site.
He says Alexander Desplat's Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio score. Michael Giacono's The Batman. Michael Abel's Nope.
Oh, that's a good one.
I wish I would have listened to Nope. I didn't listen to that one.
Yeah, I listened to some of it, but it definitely made like my top like 10 or 15. But it came close.
Yeah. He also says Nathan Johnson's Glass Onion.
Yeah.
Ludwig Göransson's Wakanda Forever. Which, I listened to that. Nothing super popped out at me, but totally solid. I'm sure it works in context of the movie. And he comes back later down in the thread to say Danny Elfman for White Noise.
Yeah, that one, it's a solid score. But the one musical thing that really stuck out for me is that song I played earlier, the LCD sound system track that plays at the end. Mm-hmm. Danny Elfman's score is solid too.
Yeah, you got another vote for Glass Onion there.
Yeah, look at that.
Noah Thompson, thank you for continuing to do this every week. Michael Giacono.
I don't know how to pronounce
that. I want to say Giacono. But it's probably Giacchino.
It might be Giacchino.
I think it is.
We'll never know.
I like saying Giacono. Nick Cave and Warren Ellis for Blonde. Salute. Rob Simonson for The Whale. Justin Hurwitz, Babylon. And Owen Pallett on The Count of Three. Noah's brought up On the Count of Three. I think they're a particular fan of that movie. I still have not seen it. Marcelo still hasn't seen it.
No. I'm interested to see it now. Yeah. This is the first I've heard anybody bring up the fact that On the Count of Three has a solid score. So, yeah, I'll keep that in mind when I watch the movie eventually.
Yeah, I do want to see it. The setup's good. I like
Gerard Carmichael, the director. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
it's on Hulu.
So I mentioned him earlier. I reached out to the real Matt C to give me his list, and he brought it back to the Discord. He says Babylon, The Fablemans, Avatar, Halloween Ends, and The Batman. Shout out to Fablemans, John Williams. Neither of us said it, but
you know what?
Great score.
It was in the running for me. I'm not gonna play it, but I do like the finale, the final theme of Fablemans. I'm not going to say what's happening on screen, but if you've seen the ending of the movie, you know what happens on screen. But there's a little musical flourish in the final frame, and then it cuts to black, and you see the end credits, and that music that plays under that, incredible. Good job, John Williams. I almost put that on my top 5, but I guess I'm an idiot.
We're all fools.
Yeah.
Avatar, I don't know about. Avatar, solid.
Simon Franklin, his score for Avatar: The Way of Water. It's solid. Now, in the time of the last Avatar's release and the new Avatar, James Horner passed away, and I think Simon Franklin does a good job of replicating that and bringing back that theme. So overall, solid. Didn't make my top 5, but still pretty good.
Cool. And like I said, Halloween Ends. I listened to that. Totally solid. John Carpenter and his son score. And there's also a third guy on that. I can't be bothered. But if you listen to that, you'll have a good time, especially when the Halloween theme pops in. But again, I consider that a cheat. A most lawyerly James, we've heard from you a couple times. Thank you for submitting. Babylon, The Batman, Stars at Noon, The Woman King, Women Talking, and The Wonder. I listened to The Wonder. I don't get it. I'm sorry, James. Stars at Noon, I know nothing about. Woman Talking, Woman King, I don't know anything. I've heard of them. I want to see them.
Oh boy, Stars at Noon. So, it's the new Claire Denis movie. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
How did I miss this? Starring Margaret Qualley. Is that how you say her name? I don't know.
Cool, yeah.
Joe Alwyn, Benny Safdie, and John C. Reilly.
Shit. Okay, I want to see this.
Yeah. We got to check it out. We got to see this. I don't know if it's out yet, though. How did this guy see it? Oh, yeah, it was released in October. It was released October 14th, 2022, so we completely missed this. Sorry. Most lawyerly James, you got me. Sounds like you got us. You got Marcus, too.
Romantic thriller? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God.
Okay. Jay McMillan, thank you for continuing to submit. Bow down. Babylon, The Batman, Empire of Light, GDT's Pinocchio. Nope, 3,000 Years of Longing. Empire of Light jumps out at me. I know the name. I can't place it. But good list there.
Empire of Light. Let's play this game. Empire of Light. Can you take a guess who directed that one?
No. I recognize the name. I don't know anything about it.
He won an Oscar for the 1999 movie American Beauty.
Sam Mendes.
Mendes.
Little old Sam.
Good old Sammy Mendes. We mentioned his name last week.
His follow-up to 1917. Huh?
Yes. Hey, but do you know who did the music for that? We've talked about them before.
No.
Good old. Don't you love this, Marcus? Don't you love it? Don't you love that I ask you questions? You know not
who's
the
a
answer.
famous composer that we haven't said? Hans Zimmerman.
No. It's a famous composer we have said.
Whoa.
Several times.
Danny Elfman.
No, you know what? You know what? I'm going to give it away here. Famous composers.
The Safdie brothers.
No, fuck you. Reznor and Ross. Yeah, they. I after I saw Empire of Light, I put on the Empire of Light soundtrack in my car as I was driving home. Solid score, solid soundtrack by Reznor and Ross. Not as memorable as Bones and All. So you can't win them all.
We've got The Bat Who Laughs. They say The Batman and Barbarian. I meant to listen to Barbarian because this suggestion here got me. I was like, was that a good soundtrack? I don't really remember. I meant to listen to it, did not find the time, but I will sometime here in the future. I mean, I do love that movie. So
yeah, as soon as The Bat Who Laughs, who I think is like James on the Discord, after I saw this suggestion, I go, I should, same thought, Marcus. I remember the score being good. I just needed a reminder, and too bad I didn't listen to it in time.
Manish Mathur, friend of the show, friend of the site, host of Ipod to Be You, host of Queer Now. Great friend of the site. The greatest friend of the site there could be.
Okay.
Babylon, Northman, Nope, RRR, and Tar. Great picks. Very interesting list. I did try to listen to the Northman for this. That was another early one where I was like, this gotta have some cool Viking shit in it. Some tribal chanting, some real guttural stuff. And I was kind of let down by it, but I only listened to like the first handful of tracks because I just was not vibing with it. But I bet there's some good stuff in there. Again, I wish I'd listened to Nope, and Tar is fake. Sorry.
I don't know if I mentioned this. There's a lot of like not original material in Tar, but the original material is like pretty solid. But
they had to probably bring up some stuff that's like that puts Lydia Tarr on the level of other composers, right? I mean, she had to have made her own stuff.
Yeah.
Not the Who's Tommy Marinara, host of Double Edge Double Bill. They say Nope, Babylon, Kimmy, Avatar: The Way of Water, and The Batman. You got another Kimmy vote for you.
Yeah, solid.
And again, Nope. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you.
Nope.
Thank you, Tommy.
I will say this about Nope. Yeah, I listened to some of it, didn't make my cut, but I like that it's very, and it fits the vibe of the movie. It's very John Williams at times. It's very Jaws at times.
Ooh. Our final choice, our final picks here come from Brendan, and they italicized theirs. I appreciate that.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's fancy. Brendan, you say RRR, absolutely. Prey. That's an interesting one. I wish I would have listened to Prey. Wakanda Forever, Turning Red, and Top Gun Maverick. Another very interesting one.
I listened to some of Top Gun Maverick. Similarly to what you were saying about the Halloween score. Sorry, the Halloween end score using the Halloween theme. It's not necessarily a cheat, but it's like maybe if
they're remixing Danger Zone and stuff.
Yeah, well, they brought back the original composer for Top Gun Maverick. The original Top Gun composer, Harold Faltermeyer.
Faltermeyer.
The wild thing about who composed Top Gun Maverick, there are 4 credited composers. There's Harold Faltermeyer.
Harold the Fault in Our Stars.
There's Hans Zimmer. There's Lauren Balfe. And there's Lady Gaga. They all came in to compose the score for Top Gun Maverick.
Gaga's on the score? Not just the song?
No, not just song, score.
Oh, God, this is number 1.
Oh, you're changing
number 1
it?
with a bullet. The rest of them don't matter.
Okay. Here's the thing about it, though. Some of it, they do reuse the original Top Gun score. Some of it feels very Mission Impossible. Considering, Lauren Balfe, I think, did the last 2 Mission Impossible scores. I guess Lady Gaga, because, they put the theme for her song in there. I guess that's why she's credited, maybe. And, of course, Hans Zimmer is just Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer's it up. So, maybe it's because it's just so all over the place. There's, one track I wanted to play that's, solid, but it felt like a very Lauren Balfe track. It felt very Mission Impossible. So, I don't know. I do like that score, though.
Awesome. So that's that is all of our Discord picks. Again, if you'd like to join the Discord, get your own picks in for our future episodes, or just talk with the people, go to talkfilmsociety.com/Discord or reach out to any of us. We would love to have you.
Absolutely. Wow. What a show. Marcus, I had fun.
Fun time as always, my best friend, my partner in crime.
Thank you, Marcus. Any last words? Any last things? My acquaintance, the person who I podcast with. Any last words? Anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
I am stoked as fuck for next week, man.
Oh, it's going to be a big one, my dude.
Gonna be a big one.
I mean, again, go to talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards to vote. If the ballot's still open. If it's closed, you'll see a page that says too bad, too sad, wait for the next ballot to drop. But go to that link and you'll see updates there. And yeah, next episode, we're going to reveal the nominees for the Talk Film Society Awards. We're going to talk about the nominees for the Oscars. We're going to do it all. It's going to be a 3-hour episode.
Supersized ep next week.
It's going to be big.
Supersized ep.
It's going to be big. Let's end the show. Let's just finish this. Okay, Marcus,
Bye.
Thanks. And to those listening, hey, See you at the movies. No one ever say that. All right, bye.